Something I was thinking about, of course, no peace. I slept with that light on and I had a little bit of a peace, but my tummy is swollen and my chest feels like there's dust all over in it. One of the things or the results of this empty nose syndrome is that you can't filter what you inhale or the environment. You can't filter well and it goes into your lungs and causes respiratory problems. It blocks your airways. It creates congestion. It creates the hardening of your arteries as well, because I can't imagine what dust would do. Unfiltered dust. Nose hairs are supposed to filter dust. It works as a filter. This is why it's there. It's there for a reason, like your hair on your head is supposed to protect your scalp. God is wonderful, by the way. He knew exactly what he were doing. To an alien who does not have hair on the top of their head, we would look like the weirdest looking thing. Like they would want to know, what is it? What is this creature? And it's making sounds, you know? Can you imagine what we would look like to an alien? It's the same way we would look in our heads, these little green men, of what we envisioned back then a Martian to look like the zoo or, something. Nobody knows for sure what they would look like. And there could be an alien somewhere right now, I'm just saying. Let's try to lighten the mood. Thinking the same thing, what we would look like if we existed in the universe. Or as they know it, the universe as they know it. But anyway, with that being said, it's a magnetic frequency. Everybody has a magnetic frequency. Quantum physics has proven. Quantum physicists have proven. Quantum science has proven that we all have a magnetic field. It's been proven, like phone calls. They said the most basic thing is a phone call. It's like you instinctively know when the person is going to call you. Now, some people will automatically reach for the phone as it rings or just before the first ring. Not everyone is this in tune. I guess a magnetic field, as it is, the word magnet attracts. Something happens. Something is being pulled towards another thing. One thing being pulled towards another thing, or several things being pulled towards something. Magnetic. Attraction is the same thing. Attraction is being pulled towards. Like attracts like. Things of a similar nature being pulled towards this magnet. So if we have a magnetic force around us, it means that we pull the things that we, this is where it gets tricky, that we want, desire, hate. Now, what causes this magnetic field to go around? What causes it to be alive? What causes it to be charged? What causes it to attract? Now, we're attracting things, right? Is it our thoughts, our emotions, or a combination of both? Now, our thoughts are two things. There's what we've learned since birth, what we bring to the table, and what's being introduced right now into our peripheral vision, our sense of smell, our sense of taste, touch, hearing. These are things, you could hear something. You heard a car for the first time. Every car is unique, the sound it makes. It's something new. You've changed already. You heard a sound you've never heard before. It usually drowns and fades into the background, but it's there because we have so much information now. And life comes at us. Then the second part would be the emotional part, or I should say that what we learned and what we're being introduced to now, or what we're introducing ourselves to now, or what is infringing into our conscious mind at any given moment, like right now. There's a bit of a wind outside, a little slight wind, like a breeze. The leaves are moving slightly, so there's a bit of a wind. And the second part would be the emotional part, or I should say that what we're being introduced to now, or what we're being introducing ourselves to now, or what is infringing into our conscious mind at any given moment, like right now. There's a bit of a wind, like a breeze. The leaves are moving slightly, so there's a bit of a wind. And the emotions part, the emotions are built on the memories, pictures, images, things, people, situations, places, as well as what's happening now that affects us emotionally. Now, what triggers or what is causing this magnetic field to attract specific things? What is causing this magnetic field to attract these specific things into our lives? Whether good or bad, is it a combination of both emotions and thoughts? Or is it one more than the other? Is it more thought process or is it more emotional process? How does the emotions influence the thought? How does it influence the thought? Do we feel something and then have a thought? Or do we think something and then have an emotion afterwards? And if it's happened more than once, it's like a pre-programmed a pre-programmed what would that be called? A pre-programmed emotional thought, a neuroplasty. The one comes with the other, or usually, like you would have somebody say, well, let me put it this way. Do you remember Uncle Buck? Do you remember Uncle Buck? Now, there's a movie called Uncle Buck. Let's go with that. Yeah, I remember that movie. I hadn't thought about it in a long time. Now, you thought of something when he was at a desk, and the word fallacy came up. He had no idea what fallacy was. He just saw the word and he used the word fallacy. It might have been in the wrong context, but it was funny. It was funny. Now, you just created an emotion. You just had a memory, and you put a fresh emotion to it because it was funny now. It was funny now, or something they reminded you in the movie that wasn't funny then, it's funny now. And you were like, yeah, that's funny. Now, the next time you think of Uncle Buck, you'll have a combination of both emotion and thought that goes with it. It's like a prefix. It's fixed there. Now, until you delve into it or somebody else brings some part of it into your awareness, and then you remember what he said afterward, or you remember what he said before, or you remember other parts of the movie, it starts to change. So, what causes this magnetic field, this combination of thoughts and emotions? What causes it to actually attract specific things into our lives? And what I want to say, my point of this, is I went the long way and I'm making a bad introduction because my head, I feel like I've been gassed all night. I don't know what it is. My tummy feels like it's swollen. My ear is hurting, and it's not this part right here. It's like this. It just feels like it's hurting. There's a pain right here. I don't know. And these people are just like the most horrible people in the world, and I want them to get caught badly. I do. They're menaces to me and to other people, and they need to get caught. The thing is, this magnetic field. Now, if it's a combination of emotions and thoughts, when these people are attacking our emotions, they have us upset all the time. Now, anything that's being introduced into our environment, any type of change, slight or profound, unwarranted, we will know. See, if we open up a can of paint, we expect that smell to come out. We go to the gas station to pump gas, we expect the smell of that gas. We turn on the stove, we expect the smell of that natural gas as it cooks. We expect these things, or the food is burning, or we expect these smells. But if something is being introduced into our environment unexpectedly, unwarranted, unsolicited, that's a different story. We're going to notice it. It's not expected. It's strange. If you're a smoker, you expect your home to be smelling like cigarette smoke. Even so, if you're not smoking in the moment and there's a fresh cigarette smoke, you will notice it. Because you are not smoking right now. You're the only one in the house. The other person is there. The other person is there. Where is the smoke coming from? Outside? My point is, all these things are affecting these magnetic fields. Quantum physics has proven that magnetic fields do exist. No ifs, buts, maybes, whys, or wherefores, or whens. They do exist. We all manifest and attract all that we want. Some of us want something and they don't get it. That's because the magnetic field is not allowing that to come. It's not allowing it to be. It's not allowing it to, our magnetic field is not allowing us to have what we want, because we may have a fear that we don't deserve it. We shouldn't have it. It's more trouble than it's actually worth. We really don't want it. It's going to be too much of a problem if we get it, or we'll have it and just throw it away. There's so many fears that goes with everything that we want that is of a substantial nature, that has will make a lot of difference in our lives, because these things are supposed to be keepers. These things are supposed to be things that we are with for a long period of time. And the fear of manifesting something, the upkeep of having it, is a problem for some people. Some people will just roll up their sleeves and take it head on. Some people are wondering, how are they going to really, and that's subconsciously all these fears. And they're wondering why it's not showing up, or why someone isn't offering it to them, or why the universe seems to be holding it away from them. But my point of this is, if we do have these magnetic fields and these points of attraction, our energy does change, right? If our energy does change, because our desires, wants, needs, the things we see, the things we crave for, the things we long for, the things we want to experience, they do change on a daily basis. Like, you may want something right now, tomorrow you may want it to the point of distraction. The next day you may forget all about it. They do change. But when it's being influenced, when our whole being is being influenced by these people and these things they're doing, what is it doing to our lives? What is it that we're missing out on in life? What are all the things we could be doing or should be doing, or would have a desire to do, if we weren't feeling like we're in situations locked in someone's basement, maybe, where we can't get out? Because that's what it feels like my whole life is a lie. This is not who I am. I have different desires, needs, wants, and capabilities and abilities. I have them. I've been living a different life from until June of 2020. Financially, I was fine. A single woman making over 100 grand a year, that's pretty awesome for one woman. I was mismanaging the money, but was mine to mismanage. My point is, I did it. And I did it from the comfort of my living room, legitimately. No drugs involved. No selling of children involved. Not human trafficking. Nothing at all. Like right now, my nose, it just hurts. I can smell it. And it's not fair, because they think it's funny. They think it's funny. My point to this is, my life was different till June of 2020 when I moved out. But I didn't have a choice, because I was starting to get paranoid. That's my point. Whatever they're doing and attacking us, like whenever they hit our heads with these frequencies, it alters our thoughts and our emotions. What's it doing to this magnetic field? What's it doing to us? What's it doing to this magnetic field? And why are they, what do they want here? What do they want? What is it that they want? What is it doing to our magnetic field? I mean, it's something to think about. What is it doing to our whole equilibrium? Balance of good and evil. Balance of what is PC and what is not. a balance of what is appropriate and what is not appropriate, a balance of faith and fear. What is it doing? Like, it all starts to metamorphose into one. And all we're stuck in this one mode of survival, basically. Survival. We just go into survival mode. Because there's nothing else, we just go into survival mode. The only thing left for us to do is to start to offer to meet them in motel rooms and have sex with them just to get it to stop. I don't know what to do. It's like they just won't stop. And they have to. They're acting like they're out. Nobody is this out of control. Nobody in this world is this out of control. Especially in a group of people, because they're in a group. You mean one of them doesn't have any type of common sense or humanity left? Not even one person? Wow. I refuse to believe that. That person shows up, they want to kill that person and eat them. Because that person is a threat to their evil. But what I'm saying is, what happens to our magnetic field? What happens to our magnetic field when these things hit us? And it starts to attack our emotions as well as our thoughts. What happens to us then? What do we attract in our lives then? What are we attracting right now? One horrific situation after another? In addition to dealing with these crapolas? What? What are we attracting?